All right, what is going on, dudes? It is Hunter with LS Lures. It is Tackle Talk Tuesday. Today's is going to be substantially shorter simply because I don't have a lot of time. But what we're going to be talking about today is my top 3 tips for catching more bass on a jig this fall. You guys know the drill. It is Tuesday, which means we've got a sale dropping tomorrow on Wednesday. We're going back to it. You guys loved it last time. It's cooling off. The topwater bite is getting even better every single passing day. So this week we're going back to an old faithful, $4.99 little buzzer, our buzz baits, and 20% off all of our full-size buzz baits, skirted, unskirted, clacker, no clacker, you name it. 20% off full-size buzz baits, $4.99 little buzzards, which are our little quarter-ounce options. Find them on our website, link below. The sale starts tomorrow, Wednesday, and then it's Friday night at midnight there. So be sure to jump on there, check those out, load up. That sale's not gonna last very long, and it's a great way to get stocked up on all your favorite buzz baits this fall. Okay guys, tip number 1 of this video is a super simple one. I feel like this is kind of a no-brainer, but it is one thing that I do feel is super important, and it's one thing that gives me a ton of confidence when I'm on the water fishing in the fall. Whether I'm on fish, whether I'm looking for fish, doesn't matter, tournament, fun fishing, whatever it may be, when I'm out on the water, the biggest part or the most important thing to me is finding a jig that I can do a lot of different things with. That means I don't have to have a ton of rods out. It means I can kind of glue it in my hand and really use it to fish a variety of cover, fish it a bunch of different ways, pick apart a lot of different things, cover water fast, and not be sitting there like, well, I've got a finesse jig for this and I've got a football jig for that, which is fine if you want to have that many rods out. But one of the biggest things for me in the fall is covering a bunch of water, figuring out kind of where those fish are, and having a jig that I can do a lot of different things with really fast is super important to me, because most of the time I'm jumping around like a ping pong ball in the fall, trying to figure out, are they shallow, are they deeper, are they sitting on docks, are they sitting in front of the docks, are they up underneath the walkways, are they on the grass outside? Where are they? What are they doing? What do they want to do? Because oftentimes, especially right now, September, early October, the bite's super tough, the fish are weird, they move around a whole lot, and more often than not, the most important thing is just getting bites and having a jig that you can effectively junk fish with and go run a bunch of different things and not worry about, well, I think it's the football jig I'm using and I need switches. Just having a jig that you can cover a bunch of water effectively is going to be super important. I said super like 50 times there. One of my absolute favorites, I've said it once, I've said it a million more times because I use it, I love it. We sell the piss out of these things, is our Midwest flipping jig. It is a really awesome color, or it's a really awesome jig. This is one of my favorite colors, pimp gill there, but this jig by itself can do so many different things. I can drag it, I can skip it, I can swim it. It swims really well. The head shape on this with that really awesome keel it's got makes it stand up on the bottom. It skips super good because that head hits, transfers that water to the trailer, lets it go, you know, that gets that good all the way back wherever you're going there. But this is one of my favorite jigs for the fall. A quarter-ounce size is gonna be one of my absolute favorites. Obviously match that to what you're fishing, what depth your lake is, but a quarter-ounce is gonna be really good because oftentimes in the fall, the bite can get really tough. Things can get a little tricky there, and so by fishing that lighter size, I feel like I can effectively get some of those fish that don't want to bite, are in that weird early fall funk before they really start loading up, and that little tiny jig is a great way to fish a bunch of things, glue it in my hand, and figure out exactly what they're on, and then I can rotate to other baits or do whatever, make the adjustments I need. But this is a great way to fish around. No, I'm not missing fish by fishing absolutely too fast, but I can still cover a lot of water with it. Tip number 2 for this video, guys, is just gonna be chop on your jig skirts. The fall, again, can be feast or famine. It can get really good, it can get really tough, but one thing that I always do that I feel like it doesn't matter whether they're eating good or they're eating bad, it just gets me more bites, is I like to chop on my jig skirt. I don't typically like to fish a jig straight out of the package. This is one of our football jigs that we're giving away this month because, shameless plug here, every $20 you spend on the website right now gets you a free football jig. So you drop 40 bucks, you get 2, you drop 60, you get 3, you guys can do the math there. But this is one of those football jigs, I think it turned out really good. But one of the biggest things in the fall, like I said, whether that bite's good or bad, you chop on that jig skirt. I think the smaller, the more compact that profile is, the easier it is for those fish to come over, commit to it. It's not big and intimidating, and when the bite gets weird, those fish get finicky and tough. One of the best things to do is chop on that jig skirt, and I'll show you guys what I like to do here really quick. First and foremost, the number one thing that I always do with every single one of our jigs. We leave our weed guards full. I don't like to tamper with them. I don't like to mess with them. The only thing I ever tamper with is going to be the little wizard jigs, just because it's a finesse jig and we want them to be more compact there. But the first thing I'll do is I pinch that brush guard. So I fan it out like this, and all I'll do is take about a 45-degree angle up on there. And what that does is it makes it just a little bit smaller. It's not quite so bulky. Collapses down just a little bit easier there. It's just less material in my mind. Some guys will say, oh, you got to cut it a certain way or at this angle. This is the way I do it. I've done it like this for years. It works perfect. All it has is just a little bit more off the back end, but really at the end of the day, that's not affecting anything. You don't get snagged anymore or any less. It just works good. And it's more compact. It looks a little bit different than having that huge, big, pole of a brush guard on there. The next thing I like to do, obviously there's 1,001 ways to cut this. Some YouTube videos and guys on the internet can see you have to throw a finesse jig in the fall. It doesn't really matter. The biggest thing at the end of the day is just making sure that your profile is more compact than a big heaping jig. If they're gonna eat this, great. And if you're going after a bigger bite, leave it like this. But more often than not in the fall, especially when the bite's tough, I don't like throwing a full-size jig. So what I will do, I've got my skirt here like this. I will run my hand down and pinch that back half there. So now I've got all the back skirt. I pinch right at the bend of the hook there. And what I will do is I will take and cut at an angle up from the bottom here towards the middle. So I will cut like this, and then I will come back up and I will cut down it. So now I've got varying lengths of skirt material there. I've got kind of a point towards the back, and it really kind of puffs out nicely there. It's a little bit smaller. You can do more work to this if you want. This is my 2-second. I'm on the water. I got to cut this really quick. Snip, snip. If you really want to, you can get up underneath here and do some random chopping, at your skirt and really make it look kind of janky and get some of those middle tabs out. It doesn't really matter. Make that jig nice and compact there. Put a trailer on the back that isn't super huge, and you guys are gonna catch a lot more fish because it's smaller, it's less intimidating. And in the fall, where bites can be really tough to come by, this is gonna get those fish that wouldn't typically eat a full-size jig to commit. The third and final tip, guys, is just put the right trailer on the back of your jig. Obviously, this is kind of dependent on what you're doing. If you're swimming a jig, throw something that kicks. Again, in the last video I talked about, or one of my last videos with swim jigs, I talked about throwing one that's got more of a subtle kicking action off the back. You're mimicking smaller shad and stuff like that. A good do-all trailer that I think is really effective, especially in the fall, late fall, early fall, it doesn't really matter. When the bite starts to get tougher, that jig bite, again, whether it's good or bad, this trailer is super effective. It's caught me a ton of fish, but it is a Berkeley Creature Hog. This is their max scent version. And the biggest thing that I like about this trailer, it freaking reeks, and I'm gonna have to go wash my hands now after getting that all over there because the scent smells terrible. It lasts, it goes out in the water. I've seen it a lot of times where, especially when the bite's tough, sometimes those fish just want something that, I don't know if it's a scent in that, or if they just want something that stinks. It seems like I've gone through areas before without a scented trailer, and for whatever reason put one on, combed back through that area and caught a lot more fish, doubled my bites, or got bites in areas where I didn't get a single bite before with a different trailer. So I think right now, especially in the fall, when things are tricky, throwing that little bit smaller trailer, it's really compact, it fits really well on the back of a jig, and it freaking reeks. It's one that I can skip really well with, I can pitch it around, it's a good flipping trailer, and at the same point in time, this is something that on a 1/4 ounce jig, I can take it and throw it up shallow and work it really quick. And that trailer, while it doesn't kick like everybody else's jig trailer or whatever, it's got a really subtle action off the back to where I can pop this super fast up shallow and they're still gonna eat it. It gives them something different. And right now, especially when everybody and their grandma's throwing jigs in the fall, I feel like everyone says, oh, you gotta throw a square bill, you gotta throw a buzzbait, you gotta throw a jig. Great, okay, that's perfect, right? But when everybody's doing that, like I said in this video, throwing a little bit smaller jig, throwing a jig that you can do a lot of things with, and putting a trailer on the back that'll do a lot of things that is just a little bit different and sneakier, that Creature Hog is a super good way to get those bites, dragging, swimming, skipping, flipping, whatever it may be. It's really natural, it stinks, and when those fish are tough or they're biting good, it just catches them. So that is all I have for you guys in this video. Like I said, it's gonna be a lot shorter. It's not 30 minutes of me really rambling. We just wanted this to be a really quick tip video for you guys today. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. Share this with your buddies, aunts, uncles, grandmas, whoever you freaking know. Let me know what some of your favorite tricks are in the fall to get more bites and whatnot down in the comment section below, and what you guys want to see in the future videos. But like I said, guys, if you throw a jig that you can do a lot of stuff with, like our Midwest flipping jig, they're linked below. You throw a trailer that's going to work for the back of that jig and you really chop down on it to give it that really good compact profile, you're going to catch a lot more fish this fall when the bite's good, and especially when the bite's bad there. So be sure you check out the buzzbait sale that starts tomorrow. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I appreciate it a ton. The channel's been growing like crazy. I got flies and crazy stuff going on here, and we will see you guys next week for Tackle Talk Tuesday.